Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Quad V live from MSI's BeatIT here in Beijing, China. We are going to be bringing you more Counter-Strike now. It is Immunity versus WeMade Fox, and I am joined by the delectable Irakanji, formerly of Complexity. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. How are you?
I am fantastic. Now, let's get straight down to business. What the heck's up with your name? Irakanji. I've been wanting to know this for many, many years when casting you, all twice that I've done.
I had the worst CS name ever in Drew. It was boring and lame, so I had to find something that I thought was creative, and I think I went a bit too far with it. But I have a fear of jellyfish, so that's kind of ironically why.
And Irakanji has something to do with jellyfish?
It is a very poisonous jellyfish.
Oh, there you have it. Right, Globe picks himself up the first frag, and we've had a bomb plant from the WeMade Fox side as we span around to see where the action is. Gazer, who I've been getting wrong all day, apparently it's Gary, that's spelled wrong, has picked himself up the frag along with Rise. WeMade Fox in on the action. Solo looks like he's going to finish off the round, and he does. Bomb plant and 5 frags. A good round for the Koreans.
Yeah, they went in there quick, kind of almost a basic B rush, and kind of overwhelmed the Australians there. They weren't really expecting it. So quick round, easy round for WeMade Fox to start off this match.
So Drew, tell me the story behind your leaving of Complexity.
Well, we had a player miss a flight and a lot of miscommunication, not a lot of help from the management, but basically we turned a bit sour. So you know, it was kind of our fault, but I think the management really could have helped us out, and we could have got here fine if, you know, just people would answer their phones and just kind of talk to us and let us know that they're at least going to try to help us. But, you know, we're still to blame, so it's understandable, I guess, in kind of a way.
And what about the man who missed his flight?
I don't even know if he actually got his visa. Like he told us, he actually got it. So if he actually got his visa and really only missed his flight, it's, you know, it's kind of understandable. I've missed a flight before. But if you never even got a visa and was lying the whole time, then it's, you know, it's pretty unacceptable.
And which one do you think it was?
I do not think he has a visa, sir. But I could be wrong, so benefit of the doubt, I guess.
Wow, not mincing any words. Here we go. Bale is going to charge his way in towards the top side. It's going to be PR to open up the fragging. Gary's been picked off, and now we have the Immunity side having to dig their way out of another hole here as they find themselves 2 men down because Termy's picked up that frag onto Rise. And on what is an eco round for Immunity, they find themselves able to pick up at least a frag there onto Glow. And the Australians are going to try and find their way into it. They're in a bit of a pickle trying to get any exit frags, and doesn't look like they're going to be able to suffice. PR's got one more, and not much coming out of that round for them. Karandus has dropped down. Now, I'm trying to think of another name for Irakanji and Drew. I'm going to call you Bob from now on.
Sounds good.
Bob.
Yes, Jim?
Your thoughts on the tournament thus far? What have you seen that impressed you?
You know, I think the Lions WeMade Fox match was pretty impressive. Both sides seemed to play really well, and I think that really bodes pretty poorly for Immunity here, because I think WeMade Fox is really comfortable on their PCs, and Immunity's had problems all day. I think this is their only second match, and they had a ton of problems the first match setting up, had a ton of problems this match setting up. So I think WeMade Fox is comfy. I think they're playing well, and I really don't see, you know, Immunity really standing a chance too much in this match, unfortunately, because they are a good team. A little bit of bad luck, but I definitely think WeMade Fox is the better side.
Now, what WeMade Fox has shown up, the one that you see once a year that is capable of winning any event, or the other one that you see most of the time?
Well, I think they had a pretty tough start to this year, primarily because they had a few roster changes at the end of last year, and then they lost another player, LSW, and picked up PR, Perry, whatever his name is. So I think it took them some time to kind of get that teamwork in there. But they had a really good, their past tournament they played really, really well. So I definitely expect them to play good this tournament. It's going to be interesting to see how they do versus EG, because that's could be a winner go home if Lions beats EG. So we'll have to see how that goes.
A tough group with those 3 teams in there.
Yeah, definitely. It got a bit easier since WNV had some issues, and I think with the whole tournament.
No, I think they're still playing.
They're still playing. Okay.
I think so.
Well,
but I mean, WNV with the roster changes they had, it's always going to be between those 3 teams.
Yeah, I think so. But you know, I don't like the format necessarily with only 2 teams out of 6 advancing, but that's the way it is. So the teams are going to have to battle it out, and with the draw between WeMade Fox and Lions, it's really going to be important that maybe even rounds are going to come into play here. So every round is very crucial in this match, and I'm sure WeMade Fox wants to come out and 16-0 this, you know, to the best of their ability. So.
Immunity didn't put up much of a score against the Lions. Here we go. PR picks himself up 2 frags. Bale has been picked off, but there's Gary from behind with the AWP. He's got 1. Yam's got another. 3 frags on the board for Immunity here. Solo's going to poke his head around the corner and have it chopped off by Yam's M4. There's just Glow left standing for WeMade here, and the Koreans are in a spot of bother as Glow dances around the corner. He knows 1 at the back of that site. Is he able to do anything more with it? He does have the bomb.
I think if he flanks the opera, he'll have a pretty good chance to win this, because he knows for sure he's got 1 guy in A and somebody opping somewhere around the banana bomb site. So I believe the opera's actually right above him.
Yeah, there he is. And I think he saw us. Did it? Maybe we moved too quickly and we're just chasing shadows. He's got 40 seconds. Time is on his side. The AWP is on that site, but I think he's looking the other way.
Gaz doesn't know it, but he actually picked almost a perfect spot to not be found. So this could come out well if he shoots him, if he catches him from behind.
Here we go. Glow opens up the shooting and the fragging. He's lost a lot of health though. AWP shot rattles in from Gary, and now we have they're just waiting for Glow to come at him, and he'll find a headshot out of nowhere. Looked like he'd sprayed everywhere but at his opponent. And in the end, his last bullet is the one that counts, and it is going to be... Oh, he's not got a kit. The bomb may blow here. He can't defuse fast enough. Oh, gets it. And just in the nick of time, 3-1, Immunity on the board.
Yeah, that was really well played by Yam mid-round there, and Gaz to clean it up. This is going to be a really, really big round here. If Immunity doesn't really come through this round and win, they're going to be probably double saving, you know, and go down pretty big. So really big round coming up right here.
So, Immunity have something on the board. Let's see whether they're able to close this out. The Koreans are on the prowl. Termi gets himself 1. Glow has dropped a frag. Termi then at the double with a 3rd frag for WeMade Fox, and now he goes on the prowl for 1 more. Karandis does get himself that frag onto Solo. Now Immunity with a bit of confidence are chasing through round towards the banana route, if you will, where PR is waiting for him, and they are have a bomb down, and WeMade are going to take the round, and they're going to chase out those last 2 frags, and it'll be 4-1. Irakanji, your thoughts on Immunity from this point forward? They've got 2 guns going into the next round.
Yeah, they tried a crush on the storage holding areas the first 2 rounds, and it worked out well in the first gun round, but I think the Koreans are waiting for it the second time around and kind of picked them off as they pushed that stuff. So yeah, it's going to be tough for them because the rest of their teammates right here, everybody's going to be typing in 1-4, 1-5. So I don't expect them to buy here, even with those save guns. I think they'll probably have to save, but we'll just wait and see. Maybe some DV armor if they, you know, want to keep playing aggressive. That could work for them, but I would expect to save.
Nope, I don't think they bought a thing. They are on the rocks once again. Nice chaps, actually. First time I've met them, not seen them at any of the WCGs before, but very friendly people out there.
Definitely, the Australians are kind people. They're missing their most infamous player, Binner, who's very popular with the Americans. I don't know why exactly he's not playing. I think maybe he got removed, maybe he quit, I'm not sure. But, you know, they've been unlucky so far, and right now they're in a really, really, really tough spot with the money situation. So they're going to have to bring something back here to keep this a match.
Glow and PR have got themselves some frags, and Immunity find themselves in trouble. Yam is going to have to run around. He has one of the guns, but he's been spotted, and he's already down to 15 points of health. Termi's got the frag onto Gaz, and now it's Karandis who's going to get 1 more. Oh, he's going to be picked off 1 more time, and yeah, running out of players here. 5-1. Now, when we watched Immunity against Lions earlier on, I sort of sat through that first half and thought, you know what, they may not be picking up rounds, but there's a lot of potential here.
Yeah, I think they have really good aim, but I think it's really tough playing in Australia because I hung out with the guys a lot this weekend, and they really said that there's not a whole lot of teams to play. I thought they might get practice against Chinese teams or maybe even the Korean teams, but apparently they're way too far away to practice, so there's just not a whole lot of good competition there for practice against. So it's a tough situation.
Here we go, 5-1 the score. PR and Termi have picked themselves up a frag, and again the Koreans start positively. Start as they mean to finish with 3 now. Rise does get himself a deagle frag back onto Termi, and it's WeMade who have worked so well in this one. They've been brutally efficient on their offense here.
Yeah, this is pretty tough for Immunity. They've only played, I think, 2 gun rounds, and they won 1 gun round, lost 1 gun round, and you know they just lost another 3 rounds on top of that. Actually 4 saving, so it's pretty tough. They've only played basically, I think, 3 or 4 competitive rounds, you know, with fair guns against the opponents, and they're, you know, already a 5-round deficit. So, but they're trying another crusher, so we'll see.
Solo at the double or triple, 3 frags coming in. And it's just a massacre, an Australian massacre in the middle there, as Papa John is going to drop back up to that site for Immunity. He's got to. The bomb planted elsewhere. Papa John's got himself the frag onto Glow, and is there light at the end of what is a very, very long tunnel?
This is tough right here. This is very tough if you're in an Immunity spot. It's really hard to come back when not only are you down 6 rounds at the end of this, but you're also going to be in really bad money. So it's definitely going in favor of the Koreans to start this half.
So 7-1 the score. The Koreans flying away with it, and a real tricky position for the Immunity side. How do you keep your head up in a situation like this?
I mean, I think you have to realize you really haven't played that poorly. You haven't lost that many gun rounds. They haven't really beat you that badly. You lost a lot of save rounds, you know. But if you can start stringing together some gun rounds, you can bring it back, you can get some money together. I don't like how they played aggressive every single round. I think they have to slow it down because WeMade's just basically countering the pushes and waiting on them. You saw Solo just throw 1 flash and then line 3 of them up in the middle, so it's not really effective if you play it around 2v5 because of, you know, a little bit over aggressive, I think.
Well, at now 8-1. Should have another gun round here. Let's take a look. Yeah, they're having to swap around, so it's an expensive one once more.
This is definitely the time for them to make a stand here. They need to start bringing it back.
At 8-1, both the clock and the scoreboard are against them. They're having a lot of pressure. As we have Gary, oh, Gaz or Gary. I had an Australian guy correct me earlier saying it's Gary.
I referred to him as Gaz on the stage and he looked at me, so I'm going to go with Gaz. I'm going to work under that assumption, but that's a nice shot from him.
That's a lovely little shot onto Termi. And
this is the start that they needed to the round. Get the man advantage and just take it easy. Bring back these next 3 frags.
And they have done what you said. They are sat back this time. They are waiting on their opponents to come to them. Solo and Solo again. Suddenly sitting back doesn't look so pretty. A 3rd frag comes in and we may turn the screw as Immunity now have a bomb going down from PR, and they're going to have to come back from this. Rise is on the prowl. Shot comes across, and he's now going to be thinking, you know what, I want to keep this gun.
Yeah, if being down 8-1 wasn't bad enough, losing a 3v5 is definitely an emotional killer there. You get 2 picks, you're feeling confident, and then Solo comes out the sewers and just picks off 2 people in the back. I'm sure they were blind from some really good Korean flashes. So that's a tough round to handle right there as a team. That's definitely hard.
8-1. That quickly becomes 9-1 and they lose another gun. So, from that position a few rounds ago of being optimistic and thinking, you know what, you only lost a couple of gun rounds, you might be able to do it. When does that turn into, I hate my life?
Well, I think probably when the score gets to 12-1, 12-2, something like that is where it's tough. But I think right now you have to be salvaging the half. You have to try to make it a 12-3 scoreline, or maybe even a 13-2 scoreline, and hope after you know, maybe win the pistol and T side you have a chance. But I don't see WeMade Fox letting up. I don't see him giving in here, so we'll see what happens.
You've played the role of the underdog in these tournaments in the past. You know, I casted you at the IEM North American event, and you know, to be frank, it was a slaughter.
It was.
How do you, at that point, keep your heads up?
Well,
you can't just keep saying, we can still do this, guys, we can still do this. I mean, that will never hold up for much longer.
I think maybe you have to look at the little things that you're doing right. A lot of times in CS you can do everything right, outplay an opponent, and sometimes luck's just against you. You know, a lot of it in 1v1 situations, it can be who has the right timing. And in the case at IEM, we were beaten handily. That wasn't the case. But you know, if a team's better than you, they're better than you. And that's no matter how hard you try or how mad you get at your teammates or whatever, or how mad you get at yourself, you're not going to change that. If they're better than you, they're better than you. And you know, that's something you got to fix in practice time, not, you know, in the middle of a match, because, you know, that's just the way it is. So.
You know, the Koreans, that's as strong as I've seen them look for a long time. You know, they are a side who have so much potential and have always had it. But, you know, barring that one event a year, and we mentioned this earlier, once a year they'll come good. Yeah, I remember that CPL when they were lunatic high, and did they win it or did they come second?
Second SK.
Yeah, I mean they were phenomenal, and they've done it once or twice since. But that's it.
Yeah, it seems like they show up at kind of the big events, and they get to the finals, and unfortunately they're like a team to be a second place team. I don't think they've overcome that lately. I know they won a tournament very recently for second place, but. Yeah, I mean, I think they're trying to make the stand get over that hill. They have some really good players, longevity there with Termi, Bale, and Solo, and obviously Glow's one of probably the best players in Asia. So they've got the lineup to do it, I think, and I think this tournament could be, you know, where they make a case that they are one of the top teams in the world. So we'll just see how it pans out.
So it is now 11-1, and it's becoming a cricket score, something the Australians know a lot about.
Yes, I'm not really sure about cricket. I don't even know. Is that the thing? Is you hit the ball with the bat?
See, you know more than you let on.
Yes. I'm a wise man.
Well,
no. Well, only as smart as an American can be, I guess.
Oh dear. Take it out in your country. That is just not right.
Took the words out.
Never say such a thing. Here we go, Yaman, Papa John both get frags. It's another 3 versus 5 in favor of Immunity, but Glow's got himself the frag onto Yaman. Already all the good work's been undone. Gaz with the AWP is lined up down looking towards the bottom, but here we go, Glow pulls it back to 3-on-3, and Gaz is going to have to look across that site and down to the entry.
I mean, this is a really tough situation right here. I mean, Immunity knows they can't lose when they're out the tournament. The format that's being played, so it's a must-win. They started off poorly. It just doesn't seem to be getting a whole lot better for them. So
here we go. Glow's going to make his way across. The AWP was dead across from him right now, so I'm not sure where he went. I could press the magic button and find out. I'm going to press the magic button. He has moved. So PR with the bomb is the more important man of the two right now. Glow will have said, come this way, and Glow will be saying, actually, there's an AWP there. Actually, that AWP's just killed me. So you may want to think twice. But Gaz at the moment couldn't score in a brothel as he looks through the boxes and bombs over the top. PR finds himself a frag on Papa John. Can he turn and finish this one off? Oh, yes, he can! And Gaz will have to look at himself for that one. But to PR, you can only hit what's put in front of you, and he did what Gaz couldn't, and that is hit it. And 12-1, and that's painful.
Yeah, that's a tough one. 2v1, you have the guy basically trapped in the site, and unfortunately for Gaz, he missed quite a few shots there, so it's just getting kind of painful now to watch and probably to play.
So 12-1, and all sorts of problems.
It's tough. They had to play two of the strongest teams in the group just right off the bat, but that's what a tournament like this is about. You know, a lot of good teams.
No easy matches. For yourself, had you guys come as Complexity, where do you think you would have ended up? Would you have got out of the groups?
Well, I think we would. I think it. We definitely could have gotten out of the groups. It would have depended, I think, what group we got to put in.
If you got into the group that now has 5,
would we have gotten out? We would have had to have beaten EG, WeMade Fox, and Lions in some sort of mixer fashion. I think we definitely were in shape to do so. But it's hard to say necessarily, hey, we would have beaten those teams. It's a best-of-1 format, and I felt like we were playing some of our best, yes, but that doesn't mean that necessarily we were going to come to LAN and do it. It would have been our first LAN with the lineup, so I can't make any, bold predictions without having, experience on our side. But I think we're in a 1v1 now with Perry versus Carandis, so he's already picked up 2 out of 3 and takes the 3rd, so that's a really good round right there. If they can get it, maybe push it to 12-3. It's not unheard of. This map is pretty T-sided at the top levels, so they've got to have some hope, you know what I mean? And basically they don't have anything to lose. They're playing for the tournament life here. If they don't win this, then the rest of their matches beyond this are just, pretty pointless, unless WeMade Fox or Lions slips up versus a team that I wouldn't expect them to do so first.
So 12-2 the score. Termi picks up the frag onto Yam, and we have WeMade in a great position as Termi and PR rack up 2 more, and there's now a flurry of activity as the scout from Gas is being rallied in there with some real brute force, but not really much else. You kind of imagine Gas with that scout to be just sort of making little odd noises as he fires them, like sort of like a female tennis player. If he can put the brute noise in, he'll try and make it sound just that little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's still a scout. Still have to hit him twice and hit that guy once and got shot in the head, so that's no bueno.
It finishes the half at 13-2, and we are ready for fight. And, well, we're ready to go live on 3 for the second half of this game, but it'll take the admins a few minutes to realize that, so we'll be back in just a few here on Quad B.
The first ray of light, like never before. MSI Gaming Series evokes the ultimate sensory delights. MSI and Dyn Audio, the finest from 2 different realms, brings you surround sound with unrivaled audio impact. Feel the sensation. MSI GT660, powered by Intel Core i7 processor. Turbo Drive Engine Plus technology for faster, more stable, and powerful graphics performance. Dual SATA hard drives to double the transmission speed. Stylish design, sleek technology.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Quad B live from MSI's BeatIT in Beijing, China, with myself, Tosspot, and the one, the only, the delightful Hirakanji.
Thank you, sir.
Formerly of Team Complexity, now of Team Quad B.
There you go.
We will be sending him to numerous events across the world to play Counter-Strike, including, not excluding. Okay, anyway, WeMade Fox pick themselves up 3 frags, and the pistol round is going the way of the Koreans here. As Carandis goes down to make it 4. One man left standing is Papa John. He gets 1 frag. He gets 2 frags as they charge in with a knife, and that was a mistake. That was a real mistake. Papa John's got an opportunity here to make it 3 frags. He does, but is finally taken down by Bale. He did have 2 more to go, but there we go. We have pistol round 1 going the way of WeMade Fox, and it's looking like now that's game set.
Yeah, that was brutal. They were holding for the push. WeMade Fox pushed. WeMade Fox killed them. So that's tough. Unless they call up, I don't know, Crocodile Dundee out here, I don't think they're going to do too much. So.
Now, interesting you should say that.
Yes,
because the guy from Crocodile Dundee has only just been allowed out of Australia today, who's being held on tax evasion.
On tax evasion?
Yes.
Wow.
So there is a little bit of topical knowledge from him.
That was one of my heroes in life. I'm kind of shocked right now. I don't know what to say.
Well, he has now come to an amicable agreement with Australian tax officials for the billions he owes the country.
Wow. I don't know what those big words mean, but it sounds like he's doing okay, I guess.
Well, as okay as you can be for a criminal.
Conflict almost.
Yeah. Anyway, if you tuned in, which You've probably all gone to sleep anyway. There you go. You now know all about Crocodile Dundee. Here we are, 2-0 in favor of WeMade Fox in the second half. It puts us up at match point at 15 rounds to 2. And there are guns for them. Oh, shotguns out from Papa John. And it's a shotgun round as WeMade Fox wash away the Australians. That is the game, ladies and gentlemen. We are complete at 16 rounds to 2. My thanks to Irakanji for his vocal pleasures. And my thanks to you for sticking with us, as it's been a long day.